Hi, my name is Tyler Gerald, and today we will be discussing how to achieve Wisconsin's final form as a state. So, what exactly would creating an ideal Wisconsin mean? Well, for me, this would be strengthening some of the current traits we already hold dear as Wisconsinites. For one, natural beauty, forest and farmland, and what I call Northland culture. Now, these are just a few that I thought would be important to highlight here. Now let's compare that to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It's got Great Lakes coast, lots of forest, physically connected to the state of Wisconsin, unlike the rest of Michigan, and it has a lot of cultural similarities to northern Wisconsin as well. So as you can see, an ideal candidate for furthering Wisconsin's goals. Now, how do we obtain the Upper Peninsula? Now this is a question Wisconsinites have been asking themselves for many years. Okay, option one, straight up annexing it by force. Drawbacks to this, a little bit risky. There could be some negative consequences to aggression with Michigan. And that's assuming the national government wouldn't step in, which they probably would. So, yeah, option one, probably not ideal moving forward. Option two, just buying the land. This one seems pretty straightforward. Drawback to that would be burden on the taxpayer because, as we know, land, especially that much of it, is not cheap. But what if I told you there was a third option that had no monetary consequences and no military consequences? Well, giving up Milwaukee could be the key to solving this deal with minimum risk. Now, giving up the Milwaukee area, what exactly would that mean in terms of land? Well, I asked myself the same question when formulating this plan, and what I came up with is expanding Milwaukee County just straight south until it hits the border with Illinois. Now, this would mean it goes over parts of Racine and Kenosha counties. So, in order to account for this, Walworth County, which is right next door, would just be expanded east to absorb what's left of those counties, and yeah, that would just fill the rest of the border in. So what exactly would getting rid of Milwaukee accomplish, and where would it go? Well, that brings us to my 3-state deal. So, Wisconsin would transfer control of Milwaukee County and south to Illinois, and then Illinois, in exchange for this transaction, doesn't pay Wisconsin, it pays Michigan. And then, Michigan, in exchange for this payment from Illinois, will then transfer the Upper Peninsula, including Isle Royale, to Wisconsin. So, what's the point in making this deal? Well, there are a few reasons. First off, gaining lots of land, lake shoreline, and a national park as an added bonus. Huge for tourism, and a lot of nature up there. That would be very important. Northern Wisconsin and Upper Peninsula, I think, would be a good fit together. A lot of cultural similarities, a lot of physical similarities. And Milwaukee, although leaving the state doesn't completely lose out, I think they have a lot in common with Chicago, and the two of them together can be something truly special. And lastly, the values we outlined earlier, I don't think Milwaukee completely perfectly represents. So, although this would not normally be a problem, I think it is worth giving up to obtain the Upper Peninsula, as I think it is a better fit for the state. Now, what would the impact of this deal be? Well, I've outlined some numbers here, all of which are just estimates, keep in mind. But population, you'll see a slight decrease, about 1 million, but area, huge gains. Goes from rank 23 out of the 50 states in land area all the way up to rank 15. This would put us a little bit behind our neighbor and friendly rival, Minnesota. Now, Great Lakes shoreline goes from about 1,000 miles to over 2,700. Now, huge increase there, obviously, as the Upper Peninsula has a lot of shoreline. Forest acreage, also very big gains, about from 16 million to 24 million acres. And as you can see below, the outlines of the 3 states mentioned in the deal and what they would look like after the deal. I think the results speak for themselves. So, to conclude, this is one step closer to Wisconsin's final form as a state, and you can help make this happen by spreading awareness and contacting your representatives in government. Make yourself heard. They need to know that this is what the people need. And, in conclusion, Milwaukee is but a small price to pay for the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Together, we can make this happen. Thank you for watching, and farewell.